Matt Lenihan, Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined for the first time in person, Liverpool's own David Price. We're here, M&S Bank Arena. Some good memories here, Dave, and look, nice to be back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Good memories, bad memories as well. I think I had my debut here. I had a couple of big win against Oleksandr here, 2 losses to Tony Thompson, and I think the Cash Alley fight was the last one. So I had 4-1-2 here. But good memories all told. Like this first opened when I just turned pro, and you know it brought big time boxing back to the city, and it's still here. And it's good to see it back tonight with Nick Ball topping the bill.
Yeah, you played a huge part in that. I remember, obviously, your rise at the start, and you mentioned the defeats, they're all part of the journey kind of thing. How are you enjoying retired life and taking a back seat? I know everyone wants it to continue forever, but enjoying it?
Really enjoying it, yeah, really enjoying it. Fortunate enough to being able to... Fortunate enough to being able to fall into something else which has kept me busy. So I've got my own business going and everything else. You know, it was quite sensible after retired. So yeah, fortunate really, because a lot of fighters don't have that luxury. So I'm happy, I'm enjoying it. It's only when I do come to the shows is when I feel like I do miss this a little bit. And I haven't been to a show for years until I went the Joe Joyce Derek Chisora fight. Yeah. That was great. So yeah, it's good to just come back and as a spectator.
Little side note, I'm a big Liverpool fan. Big win today, by the way. I thought the back end Palace were coming on strong, but he seems very, I'd say, efficient the way he has them playing this year, doesn't he?
I love the style, the way they just cutting through the middle of teams. You know, everything was always out wide with Klopp, Trent, Robertson. That's why they had massive assists. But now we're cutting through the centre of teams. And it's a bit different, you know. It's a nice, it's a refreshing change, isn't it? But I like his style, mate.
Yeah. And Gravenberg coming out of his shell and given the opportunity. People saying, "Oh, we didn't see this last year." And I was like, "You're not gonna." He was a young lad getting signed. He's got his chance now.
He's coming into his own. I think he's had like 4 man of the matches or something this season. What a player! I like the way he's just like. He's like opening his body up when the ball's coming to him from the defence and spinning the midfield, and he's just opening the pitch right up for himself. So. He's been a revelation, him.
Look, last couple from me. I know boxing's starting and stuff, but some big heavyweight fights coming up. Let's start with next week. Wardley, Clark, rematch. What a first fight. I think, couldn't really have argued, I don't think, around either way, draw, whatever. It was just a good fight. I got lost in it, I'm not going to lie. What do you think when you see this rematch in terms of where would you give a slight edge to it, if there is one?
Slight edge probably goes to whoever it didn't take the most out of the last fight, you know, but it will have took a hell of a lot out of both of them because it was an absolute war, you know. The both of them went into the trenches and came out. Both winners in my eyes. A fantastic fight for the heavyweight division, and these are the heavyweight fights that boxing needs. It's not all about the big top end fights, you know, the world title fights. These are great fights, fan friendly fights. So, you know, I'm edging with Fraser Clark in this one, just because I feel like it might have not, the last fight might have took as much out of him. You know, seen the face to face the other day with Wardley, and you know this cut on his nose looks like it's been a little bit inflamed and it's a little bit angry on his nose, and I think the two of them might have ended up in hospital after the first one. But yeah, I'm probably edging with Fraser to win on points, but. Both of them can come out winners again as long as it's an entertaining fight.
You'd sparred Fraser, hadn't you, before?
Years ago when he was brand new, yeah.
So I don't want to misquote this, but I remember interviewing with Fraser and I asked who it's harder, Joshua Dubois. I said, I'll tell you what, David Price is fucking harder than both. Which is obviously testament to yourself and sort of another part of your legacy, obviously gym stories and stuff. Look, Joshua Dubois last week. I feel like it wasn't a shock Dubois won, but maybe the manner of it and how brutal it was. What do you make of that, and what do you want to see Anthony Joshua do next? Everyone has to make their own decision. You've been in that boat before. A lot of people calling for him to retire. I think out of more concern than anything else. But what did you make of him? What do you think he should do next?
Thought Dubois was brilliant. I think that never recovered from the first punch. Anthony Joshua, I did say before the fight, I thought Joshua would have to come off the floor to win because Dubois is that dangerous, but I didn't expect him to win so comprehensively. But he was great. Joshua weren't great for his standards. You know, doing a lot of things a lot differently for me. You know, moving his feet too much, his hand positioning weren't great, and that was always a strength of his. I thought, even the non-punching hand was always in the right position, and he was like methodical with his work, but that weren't quite there. Now, what he wants to do is up to him, but I think more importantly, he needs to be a little bit more, what's the word, decisive with his own decisions in the ring, because he's always looking for some type of outside reassurance. You know, he's asking questions at the end of the round to the corner, things like that. And for someone who's been a two-time world champion, it sounds mad, like, but you know, really, the corner should just give him a drink and a little bit of instructions, and he should be able to be making his own decisions in the moment, in the fight, and trusting himself to make the right decisions. So I think he's got to ask questions of himself with things like that, because you know, no one knows more about him than him. You know, so whatever he decides, he's going to fight on, obviously, because he doesn't need any more money, but he wants to fight on for. You know, he's a fighter and that's his life, so, you know, let him do it.
Last one from me, your old mate Tyson Fury's in the building. Yeah, he is here. Walter Fury, relations obviously on the card as well. Obviously it'd be interesting when you two sort of cross paths. I know you have done since, but what's that sort of vibe like with you two now? There's that famous clip of him calling you out all them years ago, and it still lives long and it still gets brought up as memes now. But he's got a big fight coming up, a big rematch, suffered his first professional defeat. But what do you think? It's an interesting rematch, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how someone who's never lost as a pro responds to a defeat. And that can be the mark of a man as a boxer. You know, it's all right winning all the time, but it's how you respond to the adversity. All right, George, how you respond to the adversity and how you come back, and that will be the measure of him after this fight. But you know, he's going to go on as an underdog, I think, because Usyk winning that fight is just going to take his confidence to another level. But this is what makes it so interesting, because it's the psychological side of things now for Tyson Fury. You know, he hasn't lost since, I keep saying it, I don't think he's lost since I beat him. It's a long time ago, you know, a very long time ago, so it's going to be really interesting.
David Price, always a pleasure. Thanks for catching up in person. We'll catch up soon, hopefully.
My pleasure, mate. Yeah, thank you.